Guys, welcome back again, tribe, to Siana Meja's channel. And here we talk about everything about marketing, lifestyle, money, deep conversations, and even interviews. So today we're going to be talking about target marketing. Still, I'm still in the same uh, series, and I've posted so many videos. You can actually click down below to see other videos I've done. So today we're going to be focusing on the industry of board games, and I am a big fan of playing board games. I love chess. I love Monopoly as well as Snakes and Ladder. But Monopoly and chess are my best. And Scrabble as well because I really love wordplay and discovering new words. So we'll get into the how do you create a business for board games, and if you already have a shop, how you can add the same to your business, and who do you target when you're bringing those products. So let's get into it. So I have notes because I usually do research before I make these videos. That is to make sure that you get value for time, and also you get to understand how marketers come up with the ideas they come with, and also to help you when you're doing your Instagram and your Facebook marketing so you know what content to actually put in there. So let's get into it. So the board game market is basically for everyone. But in order for you to be effective in your marketing, you need to be able to understand what motivates people to buy. So even when you're making posters and adverts for a certain board game, you know exactly who you're going to be talking to. So reasons why people get board games is because number one, either they have families, they want to have quality time with them, so they don't want to have online playtime, or it's people who love competition and they're training their kids to either go for school tournaments, or people who are actually in the competitive side. So most of the people who usually buy it's because of the aspect of it being a pastime activity that does not require any digital connection. So there are two types of players: the people who play strategically and the people who play because of leisure. So these two are very different to market to. I'll go into the people who buy because of leisure. So most of them, usually the ones who buy are grown-ups, and they buy because either they have a history of growing up with such board games, or they've watched enough movies and they want to create that aspect for themselves, and mostly for their children as well as people who want to distress. So they find board games as a way of cooling down. And remember, most of these grown-ups, they don't have the connection with digital games. Like someone like me, I'm a millennial. I am not very good with PS, but my child and my brothers are very good with that. But me, I grew up in the days of Scrabble. The day of Monopoly was not yet out then, so we used to play Snakes and Ladder and mostly chess. So I have very fond memories with my uncles, the people who used to visit and would have Scrabble games, would compete, would win money. And so I have that kind of connection. So when you market to someone like me, you need to bring in that aspect of history, whereby this one is something that is emotional. You can show a parent with a child in your pictures of the posters and something like that. Also, we buy board games because of kids. Now, we want them to have new experiences, or you want them to have social aspects like they can be able to compete and win and lose, and you see how your kids behave. Because when you're playing board games, the character of somebody usually comes out, especially when they lose. Some kids will be like, I don't want to play this game. They throw the board game up, okay, these are social aspects that you're dealing with and you need to address with your child. Another thing with kids is you help them to get social skills where they can say please, they learn to wait their turn. So there are many values you're going to insist when you're marketing the board games for children. Now, for those of you who have families, it's a way of bonding, it's a way of playing together that is harmless and doesn't require a lot of energy, because some kids are not maybe skilled in playing their football, or it's raining. So it's a way of bonding without necessarily spending any money, and also showing the family that they can come together in a calm environment and just create fun. Uh, another kind of people who buy board games are hobbyists. These are people who their free time they like to build things, and you find mostly these are the complex games. You see, you've seen those mini toys where someone builds like a fortress. They have a clean slate and then they build a tower where they arrange those miniature soldiers. And then there's also puzzles, where a puzzle has like 1,000 pieces and they put them together piece by piece. So when they leave work, they come home, and that is one of their hobbies, whereby they put the pieces together. So there are people who buy because it's part of their hobbies. Now, the others who are strategic gamers, and these are the people who they are very competitive. They are very competitive. They enjoy the planning, they enjoy strategy, and these are the ones who are saying that they play games because it's a competition. They're competing with maybe their friends. They're like they've bought the same game, and then we're like, let's see who assembles this the fastest. Okay, and there are people who are just casual gamers. Now those are the people who they don't want a very complicated game. They want a game that they will finish very fast, and the adrenaline is just to complete. And you can have such games as Snakes and Ladder, or Monopoly is a bit complex. So mostly Snakes and Ladder and chess for such people. Even chess is quite complex. So mostly, like I said, the reasons is to connect with family, to increase social interaction, to challenge the brain, problem solving, and it has an education value. This is whereby, like a game like Scrabble, it has very good education values. If you have children who don't know a lot of words, this is where they can expand their vocabulary. And I remember when we were playing Scrabble, I used to take my dictionary and I'd go try and cram and understand words, because once you play the word, you have to say what it means. So I learned so many weird words because of that, and my vocabulary grew, and I learned even how to spell words that I didn't necessarily need to. So it helps with the education value in that aspect. And it also shows children how to share things as well as how to lose, because many people don't have that ability to lose gracefully, where they don't insult, they don't do that. So it will help even when that child or that person is in an actual setting where they get to lose. So they already have built that muscle of losing gracefully and not taking it personal. Fun and relief. So it helps to relieve nerves, and also like things like dates. I've seen this with uh, Java Junction, that is in Nairobi, Kenya, whereby they have boards, tables that are basically chess boards. And upon request, you can be like, can we have the chess? And I've been on a date whereby we played chess as a way of getting to know each other. And it was so nice because it took the nerves off, whereby you can have that interaction and you get to gauge the person's skills and you see how they behave. So it's a way of getting to know each other. So restaurants which are coffee places, you can add that as well. Or you as a person, you can create the tables and sell them as part of your marketing strategy. So board games usually go to the aspect of helping an individual to develop social skills and to have fun. So when you're making your advertisement, include the old, middle aged, and the young people interacting in one setting and getting value for time, bonding, emphasize on the emotional side, because most of the people who are buying board games, they generally want to either learn a new skill or connect or distress. So when you focus on these three aspects of the industry, to be easier for you. And some things that come out along with board games, because basically you might be selling a Monopoly, and they come in very big boxes, and over time those boxes really wear out. Whereby if you are a family who plays board games, you know those boxes are torn. You try and put the game back, the kids remove them, they put them back. So as a mom also it's very hectic to gather, especially like Monopoly, all those pieces, all those cards, things get lost, the monies get lost, and it becomes a mess when next time you're trying to play. So another thing I discovered, because I also run an organizing and decluttering business, is getting bags, selling bags like this, Ziploc bags. And what you do is you give your client the option of, once the board box is old, you can actually sell them these Ziploc bags that lock up, and then they put the games inside, and it even saves space. So you find this is one game you can have in a box like 20 of these same games. And like this one is for Monopoly. You see even the manual is here, the Monopoly game. And in a Ziploc bag, another Ziploc bag, all the items have been put together. So you have the cards there, you have the tiny houses and the driver cars, as well as the monies are inside there. You see, these are the monies. So these are the products you can add on top of your already thriving board game business, whereby you add accessories to help people with storage, to help people with how to keep the games good. If there are pieces which get lost a lot, like these mini cards for Monopoly really get lost, sometimes they go missing in the house and an extra person cannot play. So you can sell extras. Things like I've also seen a game where people use the Rubik's Cube. So you can have mini Rubik's Cubes where people can replace instead of stuff like that. So, and also if there are people who are hobbyists, create, you can have key rings, you can have a hack ebook and stuff like that. So there's a lot you can do in the industry of board games, and I hope you get to apply. So are you in the board games business? Did you learn something from this video? Is there any other kind of product you sell that you'd want me to create a target marketing video for you? I would love to hear from you. And if this is helpful, please subscribe. And if you want to be part of the donating team, there's details down below. Or if you want to just leave a comment and say how your business is thriving and help other people in order to build their own brands as well. So let me know. And mostly in Kenya, where do you get board games? There's a downtown, that's in Kamukunji. And there are also pages on Instagram that sell the same. So you just type whichever game you want, even Gigi and Jumia. But Gigi is easier to get because you get a variety of people to choose from. So go ahead and either start your uh, board games business, or you can just, as a restaurant owner, buy board games and then add them to your restaurant, and then people can get to interact and you create a good environment for people to learn. Or if you're a teacher, this will also be helpful. So I hope to see you in the next video. Again, I said we put questions in the jar. I opened my jar for this question and I don't have any questions anymore. Please send me questions down below and share your experiences with board games. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now. I wish you well.